I just want y'all to know that I started my YouTube channel not even a month ago. What up? Remember, if you want it, you gotta go and get it. I just know this is gonna be a story time because I just filmed my first story time today. I just know this is about to be a story time. What's the word, everybody on YouTube? My name is Mia B, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, subscribe, like, and comment in that order. As y'all can see by the title, today is a part 2 of my first college fight story time. I actually had 2 people commenting on my last video saying they wanted this story time. So here I am to tell the story. This is part 2 of the story time. I'm gonna put it in the cards. I always say that and never do it, but I'm gonna actually put it in the cards this time. Go watch it first before you watch this video. But if you did watch it, a recap is we fought the people. We ended up throwing the phone down. And yeah, so this was like a week later after that fight. After the brawl that happened after the little apartment party, this was like a week later. Okay, so Paper and I were roommates, but Sock and I were closer than Paper and I. Sock and I used to stay at the gym. We used to go to the gym almost every day, literally. We'll have rest days, but that was like our thing. Towards the end of the night, like with 2 hours or so before the gym closed, we're going to the gym. So we go in the gym one day and we see, we're going to call her Crack. The girl who we got her phone, saw her ID, Paper ended up smashing it, and I threw it over the balcony. Yeah, we're going to call her Crack. So we end up seeing Crack in the gym. And mind you, I think we saw her like once before on campus or something, but this the first time where we like right up onto each other. Like if I wanted to run up and take off on her, I could have ran off and took off on her. We see her, we like, look at this hoe right here. We walk up a little bit more. Why she got a wrist brace, hand brace on? Like it's literally like one of them black things that's on, and she over here like acting so hurt, but still playing basketball, bouncing the basketball, but she's so hurt. And me and Sock just looked at each other and was like, she better not have that mug on, cause she's saying she got in a fight. We didn't remember fighting her. If you remember from the last story time, I said Sock, Paper, nor I remember even squaring up with her. I remember the little girl that was pulling my hair that I felt bad that I was uppercutting her. I remember the bigger girl who laughed in my face. I even remember some of the people, like the afro. I remember her, but I do not remember the other girl. But anyway, we do our thing. We finish our workout. Now the gym about to close, so a lot of people like trickling out. We're trickling out now, and we're walking out, and we end up behind Crack. Crack was with 2 other girls. They was twins. I remember seeing them around campus like a lot. I think they was like freshmen or something like that. During this time, dang, did I say how old I was? I think this was like my sophomore year in college. But I took a year off. I was a freshman. I took a year off. I came back as a sophomore. So whatever. I think they were freshmen. Okay, we're just going to give them names. We're going to call one of them Humpty, and we're going to call the other one Dumpty. Their names fit them is all I'm going to say. So like I said, this happened at Ole Miss. I go to a PWI. Black people not hard to spot out. So we both had seen Humpty Dumpty before, or she knew them. Like, okay, Sock from Mississippi, I'm not from Mississippi, and it would be the same if I went to college in Missouri. I know people here and there of different grades and ages because they were either in my school district or around my school district or around my school, my high school. Am I making sense? I don't know. We walking behind Humpty Dumpty and Crack now, Sock and I, and we're overhearing Crack with her little wrist brace talking to Humpty and Dumpty. And I don't know if she saw us and that's why she was talking like this. I don't know if she just saw us in the gym. I don't know if she just all of a sudden wanted to tell the story. I don't know how this started happening, but we hear her talking. Yeah, I was fighting. Next thing I know, I looked down. Dang, I dropped my phone. Dang, my phone cracked. Dang. And I was like, and as soon as she said, and I was like, I stopped her in the middle of her sentence. Mind you, we're behind where they are. And I said, no, I took your phone, I smashed it on the ground, and I threw it over my balcony. That's how it got crushed. Like, let's not lie. So you was one of the girls that jumped us, huh? You was one of the girls that jumped us, huh? And I'm on 10. I ain't gonna lie. I'm calm explaining this right now, but I was on 10. I was firing off. Humpty and Dumpty looking at me like, and Crack also looking at me like, girl, didn't nobody jump you? Didn't nobody jump you? We beat your dad. I said, how you beat anything? It was 3 of us. It was like 8 of y'all. And y'all gonna, we just going back and forth. Just going back and forth. Like I said, we didn't even see her fighting. But if she want to say she was fighting, okay, that makes a whole nother person in the fight that y'all end up losing. And I said, what's up right now then? We could go right back where we was to the original spot and we could get this cracking again. Okay, so Humpty and Dumpty was already defensive. Then they was like, every time I would say something to Crack, they'd be like, who you talking to? And I'd be like, ain't nobody even worried about you. I'm talking to her, the one that jumped me with her friends. And Humpty and Dumpty started looking at her like, you jumped her? Like, you jumped her and now you alone and you really not having that same energy. She was getting bucked. She was talking a little bit, yeah, but she wasn't about that action. No, let me stop. But for real, she was talking a little bit, but she wasn't like about it. So I guess they ride was sitting on the curb in front of us. I don't remember if it was already there when we walked outside or if it pulled up as we was arguing. I don't know. Like I said, I was on 10. Sock arguing too. Everybody just going back and forth. And the driver of the car get out. He said, nuh-uh, we ain't finna do this. Go on now, get on, go on now. Y'all can go. Like being disrespectful, really pushing us out the way, whatever. That's when, I'm telling you, I was on 10. And when I'm on 10, just give me some time. I'm gonna calm down and then I'm gonna probably come back apologizing or something like that. But I was on 10 to him too. And I started snapping on him because, mind you, this somebody who tried to talk to everybody. He's tried to talk to me before at this point. And I was like, you better go with your thirsty self. Ain't nobody talking to you. Mind your business. Snapping on him. That's when Humpty and Dumpty jumped up. It was really Humpty that came and was like, not my brother. Don't talk to my brother like that. Who you talk to? Not my family. Then she started getting bugged. Like, she was on my level at that point. It was like, now she found a reason. Mind you, the whole time I feel like Humpty and Dumpty wanted a reason to jump in and argue, but I kept on putting them in their place. Like, look, I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking to this girl right here who jumped me with her friends, jumped me and my friends with her and her 50 billion gang squad goon of friends. But yeah, Humpty had the energy of, she ain't finna fight you, but I will. But the brother was like, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't finna fight, and pushed them in the car, and we end up leaving too. Whatever. I drove Sock home. That was enough action for the night. We like, okay. We had to calm down. We talked about it for a little bit. You know how it be when the incident happened. You got to be like, that girl had me messing. You know what you got to do. So we had to do that. We ended up doing that. And then I dropped her off. I went home, whatever. I'm showering. Mind you, we just came from the gym. So I'm showering, all that, getting ready for bed. And I get a call. Why am I leaning forward? I don't know. But I end up getting a call like 30 minutes later after I showered and I'm getting ready for bed. Sock FaceTime me and she like, girl, they trying to fight. And I said, okay, what's up? Tell them where to meet us. Like, and she like, no, like for real. They ready to fight. I was just arguing with them for like 30 minutes. They ready to fight. They ain't trying to talk. They finna pull up, get out the car, and we finna just be scrapping. I said, okay, bet. I've been waiting on Crack since I seen her face, since I seen her picture on the ID that we threw over the balcony. She was like, okay, I'm finna tell them where to meet us. And I said, okay, cool. I'll be ready. So I start getting ready, tying my hair up, doing what I gotta do, changing my clothes, changing some appropriate fighting clothes, you know, putting on my shoes, lacing them up, you know, tying them up, double, triple, quadruple knotting that mug. And in the process of doing that, as I was doing that, like I said in part 1, like I said at the beginning of this video, Paper was my roommate. Sock was my friend, but I was closer to Sock than Paper. First of all, the girls was getting dropped off. They said they was gonna pull up, but they got picked up from the gym. It's 3 of them, so I needed 4 people in my head. So I told Paper, since Paper was involved in the first fight, I'm like, look, you remember the girl, Crack? And I explained to her like I explained to you. Like, you remember girl Crack? Yeah, she on her way with 2 of her friends, possibly 3, because she getting a ride up here and she don't got a car. What you trying to do, basically? And she like, okay, bet. And then I also told a mutual friend between Sock and I what was going on. She said, okay, bet, I'm finna pull up too. So it was now 4 of us, right? We'll call the friend that pulled up Boat. Yeah, Boat. So it was Sock, my friend, Paper, my roommate, Boat, the mutual friend between Sock and I, and myself. So we got 4 people, right? So Sock ended up pulling back up. We all just getting ready, tying our hair up, you know, putting powder on our knuckles, greasing up our face. Nah, but for real, we getting ready, like tying up our hair, putting on the right shoes, putting on sweats, all that. So as we getting ready, Paper like, hey, I'm finna bring my dog down there with me. So if they start like one-upping us, the dog just gonna start going crazy because he ain't finna let me just lay on the ground and get beat up. So we like, okay, bet, cool. She also grabbed some mace. And I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, like I said in the first story time, that was her first fight. So yeah, she was more confident, but she was still scary. She is still scary. Like, so the girls say they in an apartment complex. Asked Sock, like, I guess they was talking on the phone because they had each other on Facebook or something. I don't know. A mutual friend maybe gave her number. I hope not, because she should have been fighting too. Humpty and Dumpty was asking Sock, like, where we meeting up at? Like, where we going? And Sock heard a mutual friend between me and her again. Like, she was more of an associate to me. She knew her, for real. She was their driver. So we're going to call that girl Uber. She was their driver. It was 3 of them supposedly in the car. Like, you heard 3 people arguing. And then it was Uber, who was the driver, who was just being messy, bringing somebody to fight somebody else. 4 of us, remember. So they end up meeting us at the spot. They rolling down the windows and they like, get that dog out of here. Get that dog out of here. I'm not finna get out with that dog. That dog gonna attack me. Acting so afraid. Literally all of them. This is not no German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Cane Corso. This is a mutt. Like, he's not the biggest dog I ever seen. He's not a small dog. He's not a Chihuahua. He's not a Pomeranian. But he's not a humongously huge dog either. Like, it was over exaggerating. Paper said, okay, let me go take the dog to my boyfriend's house. Okay, as y'all see in the picture, it was my apartment complex. It was a parking lot, and then it was another building. I think it was like 2 and 5 or something like that. There was like right here parking lot, and then you can go up into the other building. That was her boyfriend's building. So she said, okay, I'm finna run and take my dog up there, and I'll be back. When Paper went to put her dog in her boyfriend's house, they get out the car, and I see Humpty, I see Dumpty, I see Uber, and I see a 4th girl I have never seen a day in my life. I do not recognize that girl. That is not Crack. It is a random girl that they just wanted to pull up because they thought it was going to be 3 of them. I don't know if they need an extra person because they thought, I don't know. It was a 4th random girl. We'll just call her random. I mean, try to keep up. They get out the car, and I promise you, from the second they got out the car to the fight starting was literal seconds in between it. Like, she got out like, what's up? And why was I the first person fighting? Like, it wasn't like a immediate brawl, like everybody fighting everybody. No, it was Humpty, and then it was me. I don't know why. Why was we even fighting? Why was I the first person to even be fighting? If you was just on the phone arguing with Sock, what was being said? Humpty and Dumpty were large. Like, I'm not the smallest. I'm 5'11" if y'all didn't know. Hey, they seemed like they was around my height. They had to be like 5'9" to 5'11". They were big and tall. They were in the big and tall section. The energy they was giving was like more bark than bite. It's like you could tell when you finna fight somebody if they're scared or not. It's like they was scared. It was like they was scared. I don't know if that's in my head or not. I am a little delulu. But I'm feeling like they was scared. We square up. She go to hit me. I weave. I go to hit her. And from after that moment, it was slow motion. I promise you. I go to hit her. It's a drain. I slip on the drain. I either slip on the drain or slip over my feet. If you know, you know, I'm clumsy. So she didn't even really have to do nothing. I just stepped wrong or stepped on the drain. I start falling. when I'm falling, it's literally like a movie. Somebody falling. I could see and hear so much. So as I start falling, I see Sock try to step up, and then Sock fighting Dumpty. So I'm fighting Humpty. She's fighting Dumpty. And Dumpty and Sock fighting. I can't see nothing at this point. I'm just hearing it. I'm almost on the ground at this point. I'm still falling. That's how slow it was. I look up. I see Paper running. Like, it's like she had to go upstairs. And it's like a railing. And you go. So I see her go down some steps, turn and run by the railing to come down the other steps. And as she running, she start fighting too. So at this point, I'm on the ground. Paper fighting the third random girl, by the way. So it's Boat and Uber. Boat and Uber was standing on the side somewhere. I don't know. They wasn't even doing nothing. Actually, I saw Boat. I looked up at Boat and I saw Uber. And I saw Uber recording. I'm just sitting there like, y'all just letting her get on me. Knowing dang well she got on me because I slipped and literally fell. Humpty is bending over. And she hit me. She hit me. No doubt she hit me. I'm blocking my face though. I'm blocking my face. At this point, I'm getting beat up though. Yeah, she got me. For sure. I'm on the ground. I'm covering myself up on the face. And I just started leaning back and kicking her. I'm kicking her. You leaning over, girl. It's too much hanging down too close to me. So I'm kicking her in her stomach. I'm bottom foot up to her chest. Like, I'm trying to kick her in the face. I'm kicking her. She like, B, stop kicking me. B, stop kicking me. B, stop kicking me. And she trying to lean down to get me. So I muster up whatever strength. I don't even know how I did it, but I'm basically on my feet and my hands at this point. I wrap my arms around her legs, Humpty's, and I try to slam her. I literally try to slam her, but it didn't really work like that. It was like a scoot. It wasn't really a slam. It was like, and I fell with her. So at this point, we're both on the ground. I'm trying to hit her as I get my arms from around her legs, and I'm trying to hit her as she on the ground. But she still got the advantage because it's like she landed on her butt. So she up and I'm down lower, like by her knees, and she just hitting me. I'm down on the ground, but I'm tasting blood. I end up like spitting and seeing the blood on the concrete. And I said, oh no. I'll be danged if this girl gonna be like, she beat me up. Like, I was just thinking about like, wow, she's gonna think she really beat me up. My lip was straight bleeding. Like, it was bleeding. Like, I tasted the blood. I'm over here sucking it. And I'm like, let me go. Let me up. We basically talking at this point. I'm saying like, I slipped. Before you even touch me, I slipped. Let me up. So now at this point, Uber like, let her up. But this one, I'm like, oh no, I gotta do something. So I started biting her. I'm straight biting her because she still hit me in the head. You done. I said, let me stand up. Like, so I can get my real ones. Let me stand up. She wouldn't let me stand up. Like, fair is fair. There's no fair in fighting, whatever it said. At that point, I just want to get up. I can't breathe. I'm tired. She dang there. She got her legs wrapped around me, suffocating me, like, get off of me. And I hear Sock over there. First of all, I hear commotion. People still fighting and everything. I hear Sock over there like, get this girl off of me. Get her off of me. I told Humpty, get off me. She let go after that. I don't know, like, why it took all that, like. And I ran over there and I like, Dumpty had Sock's hair in her hand, but she was over her. She had her hair, wouldn't let go. And she was on top of her though. Basically after that, everybody ended up breaking up. Like, after I got Dumpty's, like, Sock's hair out of Dumpty's hand, we all just got up. And that's when Sock got happy. She jumping around. I beat that B up. Like, I beat her up. So Sock like rubbing it in. She throwing salt on Dumpty's wound. And Dumpty like, why hurting? Talking about Humpty. And I said, this ain't no switcheroo, swapperoo tag team. Like, this ain't what this is. We ain't finna do that. You square up again, Humpty. I got you. What's up? The random girl bust out of nowhere like, she maced me for no reason. Sock and I didn't even know at the time. When Paper was running and Paper had that mace, Paper ran up to the girl with the mace out, sprayed the girl with the mace, and started fighting her. She maced her and beat her up. Yes, she did. Like, her wig was gone at that moment and everything. And she was like, she maced me for no reason. I didn't even do anything to her. So we sitting there talking. Literally, it's like a community discussion, a congregation on who won, who was fighting who. And I'm sitting there like, wait. This ain't no dang neighborhood watch meeting. And I'm like, let's go. Let's fight again. Humpty and Dumpty start walking back to the car. Uber's already in the car when it started. That's when the random girl started walking back to the car too. And I'm like, nah, come on. Let's fight. So at this time, I'm just mad. I'm gonna be honest, I'm mad. I just got beat up. My lip, I know it's busted bad. It's bleeding. I tasted the blood. I just want to see the damage, but I want to cause some damage to Humpty before I go. I go over the paper and I'm like, give me the mace. And she walked past, because I'm walking up to her. I'm like, where the mace at? Where the mace at? And then she like walked past me and put something in my hand. Why was it a pair of hair scissors? If y'all know what hair scissors are, they kind of thin. And they not small, but they kind of thin and long. But it's my hair. It's some, not my hair cutting scissors. Her hair cutting scissors. It's some hair cutting scissors. She handed me some hair cutting scissors. I'm like, what? But I didn't say anything. I just went up to the door and I'm like, let's go. What's up? What's up? What's up? Because they all in the car by this point. I'm like by the car door, like in the car door. So I could have took off on her if I wanted to, but I would have been standing up and she would have been sitting down. I wanted her to get out so I can show her I can be fair and still beat you up. Like, for real. I wanted to show her that. So why? I wish I would have just started taking off on her because she had me messed up. I don't know if her like spidey senses were tingling. The Holy Spirit might have been talking to her or something. I'm not even saying I was gonna stab her, but I be angry sometimes. And what if I did just shank her? Like, but she go and she reached for my pockets of my jacket and she like feeling. She like, nah, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. And I'm like, come on, what's up? And I should have literally just started taking off on her. Why didn't I? Why am I trying to have integrity in a fight? What's wrong? We end up just sitting out there. They already pulled up. We looked over, and mind you, it's 4 of us out there. Still, it's Bolt, it's Paper, Sock, and I. We sitting there in the parking lot. We look over and we see a police car driving with no lights on. What the heck? So we run up to our apartment. We go into our apartment building. And as soon as Sock hit the door, because we all split up, we all knew where the apartment was. I went with Sock though. As soon as Sock hit the door, she said, she didn't help. And she hitting like the door and the wall, like she punching stuff. She mad, punching pillows and stuff. I go straight to the bathroom because I need to see the damage. Like, I hear her, but I'm trying to go see my lip because I feel this. It's numb at this point. It was bleeding, like leaking, like, oh my gosh, I know it's finna look a mess. I looked in that mirror. Now I'm finna show y'all a picture. I wonder if I get demonetized for putting it in my thumbnail. Maybe just the lip. I don't know. We gonna try to see. I might change the thumbnail though if it's if the views, like, it don't seem like it's pushing it out or something. I don't know. We gonna see. But leave a like on this video so it could push it out. Let the algorithm do its thing. Send it to your friend, your mama, your cousin, your stepdad, your auntie, your brother, sister, nephew. I had a fat lip. That mug was fat, y'all. I was devastated. I was crying and some more. That's when I started punching windows. I mean, that's when I started punching walls and pillows and stuff. I was mad. Like, like I wanted to fight again. I wanted to pull up. Fight me. Like, you mess up my face. You mess up my face. Every time I see you, I'm a flashback. Yeah. Needless to say, I don't know if y'all would have went to class when your lip looking like that, but I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. Because how was I finna walk around? This was pre-COVID. It would have been different if it was post-COVID. Oh, no problem. I'm just finna wear a mask all around campus. We straight. We good. No, this was pre-COVID. This was 2019. We didn't have masks. And I wasn't finna go to class like that. So I took off for like 2 days. Like, I missed the test and everything. I couldn't retake it. But I was like, I am not finna go to class where people see me and be like, what happened to her lip? She clearly got beat up. Maybe they wouldn't have thought that. But by that time, Boat had came up there too, and paper. So we all just sitting there. It's a whole recap. We talking about it. And I'm like, my lip, is it going to be better tomorrow if I get some ice for it, put some ice on it, and I do this, do that? And everybody's like, yeah, it's going to be fine. Sokka was the only one that kept it real and was like, no, it's going to look worse tomorrow. Yeah, that mug going to be fat and red tomorrow. Like, and I'm just devastated, sad, crying, mad. First of all, we didn't even fight the people. I would have even respected if it was the same people who jumped us who actually beat me up, like, or one of the people who actually beat me up. But it wasn't. It literally wasn't. It wasn't anybody we knew. It was a random girl, some twins, and an Uber driver that we did not even come in contact with the first fight. So it just blew my mind. It was I was just like, I need to change my life around. Like, it was just too much. Like 2 days later, 3 days later, I ended up going to class. Sock and I are sitting in front of the psychology building. I'm just sad still, but I'm better. Like, my lip was still reddish and swollen, but I had just put some burgundy lipstick on. I like curled my hair that day. I just looked cute and I went to class. So we're sitting in front of the psychology building, Sock and I, and look who we see walking. Humpty and Dumpty, straight walking past us, walking our way. And we just like, look at these hoes, like, just staring at them, mugging them. They looking at us. Humpty start cheesing. She smiling. Humpty smiling. She like, hey, y'all. We like, hey, girl. Like, faking. Hey, girl. She like, your dress cute. That's real cute. I said, thank you. She said, you're welcome. And they kept walking, or have a good day, or something. We both was just being petty, like, just trying to be extra friendly for nothing. Just trying to top each other. Like, you probably want to fight me again, but you can't on campus unless you want to get kicked out. And you probably want to fight me again, but you can't on campus unless you want to get kicked out. So we just left it like that and continued on. And plus, we didn't have beef. There was no beef for real. Like, there was no beef for real. We just saw them around campus and it was always like, these hoes, like, who even are you? Never ended up fighting Crack. Like, would see Crack around. Sock and I would see Crack around, and at this point she like looking at her nails when she see us, like flipping her hair like, that's the end of this story time. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want it, you gotta go and get it. Thank you for 665 subscribers. I really do honestly appreciate it. Let's get to 1K by the end of this year. And yeah, check out my other story times, check out my other videos, and leave suggestions down below. I'll talk to y'all in my next one. Bye.